we've got to be very, very careful about where we draw the line, and we've got to maintain free speech, because that is part of our culture. I wouldn't want to take away people's free speech, but there already is a line. If you incite crime, if you incite violence, that's already against the law, and then the police should be able to take action against anyone who does those things, and they frequently do. But I do not want to see new legislation come in to say, well, they're going to tackle the toxic culture. I mean, what does that mean? How is that even defined?
Also,
that's not even
what does it mean?
But David,
what constitutes misogyny also? Because does a flippant, sexist remark constitute misogyny? Or is that simply
the fact
showing off and being a bit distasteful?
Well,
I worry about that, because I think women are strong enough to be able to cope with those kind of comments, and they also throw it back.
But 14-year-old girls aren't. And I have seen, you know, young boys, and any school teacher will tell you, because they know better than the parents in many cases, because the parents don't know what the kids are looking at. You see what kids are looking at.
Well, that's an abrogation of responsibility.
Well, it's not. It's actually the access to stuff they do. You know, if somebody says, well, I'm not using my phone, but I've seen it on somebody else's phone, they don't realise. So you're seeing kids who are infected, if you like, by stuff that they think it's OK. I'll give you a perfect example. The disgusting person at the football match last week who held up a photograph, apparently making some vile, tasteless joke about the little boy Bradley who had died of cancer, who was the team's mascot. He was arrested and charged and sacked from his job within 24 hours. Now, that's what we need to see. And the point that you're making, David, I completely take. But if social media companies will not take responsibility, then you have to look to government.
But when I was talking earlier about my concerns about the Labour Party in terms of cultural policy rather than necessarily economic policy, is this type of thing. The left historically haven't had the most fantastic relationship with freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of expression. I worry that they will clamp down on anything they don't like, and I don't want to live in a country like that.
Well, I think we should get rid of the whole edifice of hate crime in law. There shouldn't be such a thing. I mean, real crime is things like, incitement to violence, assault, rape, murder, affray, burglary. Those things are real crimes. But, you know, I was on the London Assembly for a while, and I know Sadiq Khan, the Metropolitan Police were totally obsessed with recording hate crime, and they would record things like Islamophobic burglary and homophobic arson.
To make it aggravated,
and that would be aggravating. The thing is, all crime should be taken seriously and should have a high and appropriate sentence.
Well, this is the thing, it creates a two-tier, and this is why the Law Commission said after lengthy consultation that making misogyny a hate crime probably wasn't the best way